Welcome, everybody. This is The North, Season 2, weekly overview. We've upgraded a little bit, of course, though, because it's always the best for our players. I'm excited about this, and also joining us is Mr. Peter Jewett. Say hello, Peter.
We're back. What's up? Happy to be here, Luke.
We are back, and I'm very excited to see how Season 2 goes. Of course, we already know that my team's winning it all, but it's always good to, at least have some league games for people to at least have some fun before we take the championship, right?
Hey, expansion struck. 100 players, 10 teams, battling it out all the way until August with the championship. So lots of basketball to be played this summer.
Jumping into our next segment, we have weekly matchups. This was the video I brought to you guys last year. As mentioned, we've definitely upgraded a little bit, but I'm excited to see what Pete thinks of week 1 and all game 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What's your thoughts, Pete?
So right off the bat, on Monday, the 26th at 6:15, Team Jordan versus Team Glenn. My immediate thoughts, no matter where he goes, Jordan Irvin always has a good team. He's got 4 returning players. He added his old UMB teammate, Will Legier. They went 9-1 last regular season and then just kind of lost in the semifinal to the eventual champs in Team Austin. So I think that Team Jordan stands a good chance to win here, but Glenn was last season's second leading scorer, also scorching hot from 3-point range and from 2, actually. So, Luke, you let him have his own team, Glenn, after he played for you last year, and I'm sure you're going to miss him.
I had to ship him
I
out.
think this one's
Couldn't
close.
play with him.
Toxic.
Toxic.
I heard.
Yeah.
So I think Jordan takes this one, but I think it's going to be close.
Yeah, I think it's a good game. My only kind of opinion on it is obviously Team Jordan looks a little different, adding in Will Legier, but obviously taking out MVP of our league, Hunter, who brought a very different dynamic to the game, but we know Will can do a lot of things on the floor too, so I think it's going to be a great game.
Moving on next to 7:45, this is game 2 on Monday. We've got Team Alex versus Team Austin. It's a juicy one, rematch of last year's championship game. It was a 78-73 victory for Team Austin over Team Alex. And a lot of turnover for both of these teams. Team Austin's been spread out across the league. Harrison, who was with Austin, has moved to Team Alex in that 3-team trade we mentioned. And the only remaining championship players on Austin's team are himself and Dustin Chase. So I don't even really know how this is going to go because both of these teams, it's a lot of new chemistry to build. So yeah, in fact, Alex actually has more of the championship team. I think he's got 3 players on his team. So
that's what I was going to say. I think Team Alex saw that championship team and he just was poaching throughout the whole trade or the whole draft. Yeah. He was like, all right, who can I take from that championship roster? And I'm really happy they actually line up for game 1. I think it's going to be a fun one to see Austin and Harry maybe have a battle down low and see how it goes.
Oh yeah. Winning players.
So
then we hop into 9:15 on Monday. This is our 3rd game. Team Adam versus Team Luke. We'll see right away how these 2 teams feel about their preseason trade.
Mm-hmm.
And then Adam brought in Kenny with the number 1 pick in the draft. So that's a big grab. Luke, you grabbed Cardi. So I think
no Cardi for game 1. I will have to drop that. I will have to drop that information.
Okay.
No Cardi for game 1. It does put us at Shams dropping the tweet. It does put us at a little bit of a disadvantage. I will be filling in at that starting spot at the 4. I don't think I'll put up the production of Cardi, but I'm hoping I have a good game.
But a lot of shots coming your way, so you can feel good about that.
100%.
Okay. Well, either way, I think. Well, in fact, I'm probably going to give the edge to Adam at this point now. That's a big loss for you guys, but I think both of those 2 guys, Kenny and Cardi, will be the MVP kind of front runners this season.
100%.
And hopefully we'll get to see them match up down the road this season.
Yeah, I'm excited for the game, and then we're jumping into Thursday's games.
Yeah, Thursday. So we got 2 games on Thursday. At 8 p.m., Team Garen versus Team Thomas. So I was on Thomas's team last year, and Thomas brings back Jackson, Matt LaFleur, and they've added Michael Surer as well. It's taking me back to my old high school days. This feels very FHS Leo Hayes. There are a few Black Cats on Garen's team. I won't make my opinion in that matchup known as a former Leo Hayes Lion, but I'm going to ride with my guys. I think this will also be a really close one as well, though, I'm sure.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a great game. I think it's going to be a very high-paced game. Just knowing Garen and Zach, just that duo right there alone is just a nasty. You do not want to be the point guard on that opposing team if that defense starts kicking.
Might be the best defensive backcourt in the league.
Might be the best defensive backcourt in the league. I agree with it. I was hoping Zach would sneak down, but as soon as I saw Guerin had 2 picks, I knew it was all over in the draft. Obviously, Team Thomas there, they have like 6 guys who can jump out of the gym. I think there's just a lot of athleticism both sides of the court for this game, and I'm excited to see how it plays out.
Yeah, so then we move on to the last matchup of week 1. Closing it out, Team Caleb versus Team Danny. Caleb's brought back 4 others from last season's team, so the Sunshine Crew remains somewhat intact. They're taking the continuity route, and I think it works because they were pretty good last season. I think they finished second in the regular season, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, lost in the semifinal. Yeah. But some real hoopers there. Lost Logan, but brought back Liam. And then Danny on the other side in his first season as captain went out and got Lance Monbourquette. I mentioned him earlier, last season super sub, and Tyrese Paul too. He's a real hooper. So I hate that I'm just going through and saying a toss up on all of these. I feel like I need another word to use here. I'm going to give the edge to Team Danny on this one, I think, because of just the pieces changing on Caleb's roster where they're so used to playing with each other and it's a little bit of a different team. But, we'll see because Caleb Schulten is a real hooper. Yeah,
and must remember that while he lost one teammate in Logan, who he plays with a lot, he added a brand new teammate in River, who he got to play with at Stu this year. So
that's a great point.
I do think that there's going to be an interesting dynamic there. Obviously, Logan being gone is almost a part of the Sunshine soul, seeing those 3 boys not play together. But when that happens in the North, that's what makes it a special place. You just never know where you're going to end up, and you just make the best of it where you're at. But I think it's going to be a good game. I'm going to go Team Caleb. I'm going to flip it up on you. But
okay.
Yeah, I'm excited to get started, and we'll see how the games go. We have Grade That Trade.
Grade That Trade.
As we know, season 1 is 0 trades, which was absolutely wild. I for sure thought it was going to be this big part of the league. It never happened. I was like, oh man, maybe we just need to cut this. Boom, season 2, I hold on to it. We're 4 trades deep, and we haven't even played 1 game. First trade, I believe, was a pretty big one. Nobody was expecting it to happen. It happened right in before the draft, and it was a 3-team trade. We had Team Alex, who received Harrison. We had Team Austin, who received the 3rd pick and 93rd pick from Team Danny, and Team Danny received the 5th pick from Alex, 29th pick from Team Austin. Now, what that turned into was, of course, Harrison was Harrison. He wasn't a pick. Team Austin used that 3rd pick to grab Lonnie, and Team Danny used that 5th pick to pick up Lance Mambo, and 29th pick to pick up his friend Matt Vino. Peter, give me your thoughts on that trade. What's your thoughts on it?
I want to know how this 3-team trade materialized because, as Brian Windhorst says, the 3-team trade is a no-team trade. So how is this working out? Was this in the draft room? Were they talking about this, or was this ahead of time, Luke?
I, as commissioner, was made aware of some trades that might be happening in the background, but okay. I don't know how it came to fruition.
Okay.
But I do know that Austin, I think, talked to every single captain, including myself, going after my 2nd-round pick.
So my immediate reaction is that Danny wins this trade because Lance Monbourquette last season was the super sub. He wasn't on an actual team, but he came in and played that sub role very well for multiple teams. He's the youngest guy in the trade. And he's a real hooper. He's going to Mount A this fall and going to play for my cousin Mitch Weber, actually head coach over there.
A lot of good players in this league, and having depth chart is huge. And then I I see what Alex and Austin were doing. Obviously, not a lot of big men. They're very, very small thing in this league. Hard to come by. So if you have a solid big man like Harry, we saw him dominate the boards and score a lot of points. Lonnie, of course, first season in the North, but anybody who's played Lonnie knows he is a very good center, very solid big man.
Yourself an A+ on this one.
I have to.
But I have a quick story. The best pass that I ever received in my life in basketball was from Marcus Beasley. So shout out to him. If you remember in 2021 when the Nets had that famous Showtime fast break play where Blake Griffin had the behind the back spinning save, Kyrie tossed it ahead, and then it was off the backboard to KD. If you think about the Blake Griffin pass in that sequence, that's what it was like. I'm just glad I didn't fumble Beasley's assist on that one. I think that you win this trade, even though, of course, I'm biased because you're biased because we're both on this video.
Because your job depends on it, right?
Well, pretty much. My employment really hinges on it, my livelihood and everything. So as for Liam, I must admit, I'm unfamiliar with your game. So it's a blind spot for me. But hey, go out and show out. This is bulletin board material for you now, my man.
We talked about this, talked to Liam about it. The goal was initially my draft was going perfectly. Marcus was actually my next pick. I was snake draft behind Adam, so Adam had 2 picks, and I was going to grab Marcus first, Liam second, but I looked at what Adam had drafted. Adam had drafted Logan Choi, Tyler Green, and Kenny, and I was like, oh, no way he's going to go for another guard. Let's secure the big, and Liam, who I know likes to play the 3, and I was like, they'll grab Marcus after, and Adam just hits out of nowhere, Marcus as the next pick. I was like, man, do you even know him? He's like, I don't even know him, man. I just know he's a hooper. Team Danny and Team Garen did 2 trades. First one was Team Danny received Owen Hines, and Team Garen receives Anthony Gray, a brother-in-law. I think this was a trade that what did they say in Fast and Furious? We're all family.
Family.
We also know both these guys can hoop. Anthony Gray can spark up. He's a high defender, brings a lot of energy to the table. Owen Hines, of course, 3-point champion of season 1, can light up like nobody's business when he gets shooting. I like it for both teams. What do you think of that one particular, Pete?
Yeah, no, I think this one's a toss-up, to be honest, and I can understand Garen wants to get his brother-in-law on the squad. He's kind of a family affair. Owen Hines is like the North's very own Peyton Pritchard. He can hit it from outside anytime, anywhere, any place. And everybody kind of knows that.
Team Danny and Team Garen. Now, this was an interesting one. Team Danny receives Quinn, and Team Garen receives Allen. Now, Quinn was Garen's, I believe, first pick, and Danny had drafted Allen as his 3rd-rounder pick. So, interesting. But, Pete, what's your thoughts on it?
Yeah, 2 guys with size here. I think that, again, probably similar to the other trade, it's kind of a toss-up. It's maybe just the preference of the way that these teams want to play. Quinn's a high flyer. He had a putback dunk last season that was unforgettable.
Dunk in North history.
In the gym at Faith. And I remember I looked over at Declan McKillop and our jaws both dropped, and it was like, what just happened here? So he can jump out of the gym, but Allen is no slouch either. He played Canada Games in 2017 for Team MB, one of Sussex finest. So I think that also probably a toss-up.
Yeah, I think all the trades just bettered the vision of all the teams that they were hoping for. I don't think anybody is really losers, but until we start playing games, I guess we won't find out.
And a quick shout out to all the captains too during the draft. I think everybody did a really good job, and especially getting in there, working those deals. Danny, 3 trades.
Yeah,
he's forget Danny Ainge. Danny Carson is Trader Danny.
Trader Danny, maybe that's the team name. Jumping into our next segment is going to be a fun one. We have hot takes. Scorching, it's flaming. I'm excited to see what Pete's got. I'm going to start off hitting the ground running, though. Let's get right into it, Pete. Who do you have winning season 2 of the North?
Luke, I don't even know if this is a hot take. I'm a mild salsa guy. I don't even like medium salsa. I've been trying to push my spice tolerance lately. It's not working. I just start breaking out in sweat on my forehead and everything like that. So hot takes for me are a struggle. Maybe we could call it Luke's lukewarm takes. This lukewarm. Is mine. I think that Team Jordan, they win wherever they go. I think they will be the champ of the season. It'll be no different in season 2 of the North. They will crush your dreams. They'll steal your lunch money. They'll smile and laugh while they're doing it. They always have fun. A bunch of friends that have been hooping together for a long time in various different leagues. I guess that's my hot take. Is that even a hot take?
I mean, they didn't win.
They didn't make the finals last year, so it's not. Okay.
I mean, they were the favorites to win it all last year, I would say, and then it fell apart for them. They lost. So yeah, I think that's a hot take.
So on your 0 to 10 hot take scale.
So is this like, do we have to, maybe next time what we can do is we'll get the hot wings and we can do like we'll eat the one where we think the scale of where we're at. So it's like, I would say this is like a 4.
I was going to say 4. I was going to say 4.
It's hot. You feel it, but it's not scorching.
It's a championship take. Like it means something, but
100%.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah.
I mean, I think you already know where I'm going with mine because it'd be crazy for me not to vote for Team Glenn. No, I'm just kidding. Team Glenn's not going to win. That's a hot take. But we are going to go with my team. I mean, I built it. I created it. I believe in it on paper. I believe on the floor. I think I'm going to bring up my 3 points a game to 5 points. That extra bucket is going to just change the flow of games. I believe that Cardi is our best player. I think Dave Lloyd, who's going to be our center, nobody knows him. Some people do, and those that do know he's a monster. And that tandem right there, like when I was building out my team in my head, if you do remember, what was it, 2000? Was that 2010 Atlanta Hawks? Is that the Josh Smith era? Would that been around there?
It might have been.
In my head, that is what I was crafting out. And I think it's a fun team. I think we're going to be explosive. I think we're going to be fun. I don't think a lot of people are going to have an answer for our 4 and 5. So I don't know. My hot take's probably like the 1. It's probably like it's not even warm at all because I don't think it's a surprise. But I don't know. We're going to prove the haters wrong.
It's like a 10 because it might not be that realistic, Luke.
Whoa. We'll just see. Those 5 points a game are going to mean something, Pete.
Okay. I think that Cardi's going to lead the league in scoring.
No, that is total points. That's a hot take.
Total points, it might be a little tricky because if he's going to miss this game here, we'll see. But I think he stands a good chance. Also, just the amount of shots that are available on your team. I think he can shoot it from everywhere. He gets offensive rebounds, and he's got Marcus Beasley to set him up. So this is like a 1A, 1B. I think Marcus Beasley might lead the league in assists. I wouldn't be surprised.
I've learned in my role is the Draymond Green role. I do not score a lot of points, but I like to create. So that's the whole goal. I'm looking to feed Cardi the ball. I got a lot of guys around him that are looking to feed him the ball. And I don't know. Do you know Dave, my center?
No, I don't. No.
Okay, so you're gonna find out. The whole league's gonna find out. Glenn will tell you he's a man of a man. He's gonna be a dominant force. Him and Cardi together is gonna be a lot of fun to watch. But I think Cardi leading the league in points. I mean, look, as the GM of that team, that is a favorable hot take. I love that hot take.
The Team Luke propaganda continues.
There is some very strong hoopers out there. That I'm curious. You know what? I looked at like our league points last year, season 1. There was not a lot of people. Obviously, Hunter, who was kind of on a level of his own, but past that,
he was.
Like a lot of people sat around the 20-point mark, which a lot of players that I thought would have averaged 30 were only getting 20 because just the defense is different. Teams have with the draft, I find teams have a lot of players that can go out and guard the guys who score a lot of points, and it just brought their points per game down, but we'll see.
Yeah. No, to your point, 11 guys who averaged between 18.1 and 21.6 points per game last season.
Out of 50 players.
Yeah.
So 60 players. So, there was not a lot of high scoring players last year. And I don't think that I think we have a lot of caliber of high scorer players, but I think our defense was really strong too in the league.
It's true, yeah. No, and I mean, there's also opportunity for people, especially we get into the summer and there's long weekends and some people are away, whatever. So you've got a role, you can step up. So that's kind of why some of those guys too have got some inflated numbers. But I think that's kind of the beauty of the league, right? You got to figure it out as your team. You got to work through it. I'm calling in sick from work. I got to get to my North game. I'm canceling my family vacation. Like, what's most important this summer?
Listen, league salaries will be around 2030. Give me some time, fellas, but we'll get league salaries in there. We'll have some cap space.
Signing a collective bargaining agreement and everything. Okay.
Good hot takes. Hey, give us your comments down below what you think.
Let us know
who you think's going to win and who you think's going to lead in points.